dinosaurs. Yikes!
Hey everybody, Tracy here. So I am actually going to give you a tour of my library. I actually just rearranged my library because I was making room for something I actually did last year because I genreified it. So while I'm giving you a tour, I'm going to also show you how I genreified the library. All right, so over here we've got the historical fiction section. And I've got some Rick Riordan, like I just kind of put some series books around. As you can see, so one way I genreified it is fiction has colored spine stickers on them, and then it moves over to nonfiction. So I got this really great idea from an IB librarian in Asia who puts like related nonfiction next to her fiction. So my nonfiction has some stickers on them that go with like kind of their signs that goes along with them. Biography section followed by some related countries and cultures. Over here we have this huge screen TV. And I used to use this as my meeting area. I'm going to come out a little bit so you can see that here because of the TV. But what I was finding was that I don't actually use the TV that often. I use it for timers and music, so now I just have the kids kind of go over and control it. So I've put a couple tables together here so that they can work over here in groups. I've got some computers over here. My desk, it's my circulation desk for pre-K and kindergarten, but I don't necessarily use it for circulation. Love this. The aftercare kids created a book drop for me, and I love this little books only sign they put at the top because people were putting trash in it. And then as I come over here, I've got some humor, mysteries, and so one of the great things about my space is all the windows and the light, the light that we get in, sunlight we get in. And I also got these great little turnstile things that I put some high interest series in. I've got 4 of these, so I've got one there, one over here, and just keeps going around where I mix some fiction, nonfiction. I've got fantasy that then goes into animal fiction, very related, and then animal nonfiction. I've got 2 computers over here. I did this to provide a standing workstation for some kids. So I have 7 desktops down in my library. I've got those 3 there, these 2 for a standing station, and my iPad cart. And then as we go around, this is another great area where the kids like to come and read. I also use that little table for them to work at sometimes. Give them an alternative workspace. Interesting little space here where I put the emerging readers. And then another little computer station where the kids can work and sit at. And I've got a little break area in case somebody needs to just come down. Got a puzzle put out for them to help them with that. So big picture view. One door you come in, and this is really what it looks like. 360. Oh, and I forgot this awesome area where all my everybody reads picture books. So this is the outside, and I teach the pre-K kids to choose books from the inside or the outside. And this actually becomes my meeting area. I actually chose this to be my meeting area because it's so concrete. You can see there, it's literally a circle. And then we've got some more high interest. And then I've got some more work areas here. I've got different sized tables. And then I've got more shelves there with some graphic novels, some nutmeg nominees, poetry and folktales and fairy tales, and art and design. Media and communications are there. Before, I had those a different way, but I rearranged these just to make it look a little bit more open. And so then I have these awesome stairs. My space is actually 2 tiers, and so you can see a different view. We're an international baccalaureate school, so we have flags from all around the world hung up here. And then this used to be the media center. I kind of dismantled it. So yeah, that's my space. Like I was saying, the upstairs, I dismantled it. There were 22 desktop computers up there on all those tables. I ended up pushing out half of those. Some of them went downstairs into the lower library, which I happen to use more frequently just for transition purposes between borrowing book circulation and getting to the lesson for the day. And others I pushed out to the third grade classrooms and to our theme coach. And my intent with that space is to make it more of a maker space, which I am in the process of rethinking again. I've got some great seating areas and options up there, but I still feel like I need more tables or something. It is a narrower space, obviously, than what I have downstairs, but definitely looking to see what else I could do. So it is like a space that provides the opportunity to do a variety of things. So one way I use this space is oftentimes to do Skype calls, and then I use it a lot for students to work collaboratively together. In addition to using it for Skype calls and collaborative work, one of the things that I love is that one of our second grade teachers uses it as a space for some of her students to record when they're working on their iPads. So they'll frequently come in and say, oh, we're just going to go upstairs and record. And then one of the kindergarten teachers and her paraprofessional, they frequently use it for small group instruction, as well as a couple of the fourth grade paraprofessionals. They come in and use the upstairs for small group instruction. And one of the things that I love about that space is that it is pretty quick and easy to move around. Just, even though that the computers are up there, we can make a lot of room in a quick amount of time. And in addition to that, we've got the tables for the kids to work at. We have some really comfortable, cozy chairs for the kids to work in and work at. I actually kind of kidnapped them from the other side of the upper library that a lot of parents were using. I'm not sure who was using them. I borrowed them. Nobody's asked for them back, so I'm going to use them for now, and the kids love them. So it's a really great space. My goal in the end is to make both spaces as versatile and flexible as possible. And in addition to that, to be able to use both spaces at the same time. So I would love to hear how you organize and use your spaces, and be on the lookout, because there's one corner that I'm actually transforming downstairs into a student command center to help really grow some independence when students are in the library. So be on the lookout for that, because I'm definitely going to share what that looks like at the end, and how the students are using it, and some of my growing pains that go along with it. And remember to subscribe.